Hello everyone. Um, Here is a next lecture on module 4. In this lecture, we were going to discuss about the air pollution and measurement of air pollution. As a brief introduction, I can say about the air quality. Now, this is something which define how much the air in our atmosphere is polluted or how much the same air is clean. So air quality is a parameter which defines that the pollution content in the air or the cleanness of our air. That means the fresh air. Okay. Now, as this monitoring of this air quality is very much important because this affects the human and other organisms' health and environment. So we need some measurement unit for measuring the air quality, and the one used for it is called air quality index. Okay, it is abbreviated as AQI. So this is the measurement unit for uh, air quality. Now, air quality index it is measured like how we measure air temperature using thermometer. Like we are measuring it from 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degrees, like that. Say up to 500 or 1000 degrees. So, in the same fashion, we can measure the air quality in air quality index unit. Okay. So, instead of the temperature, here we will be measuring the pollution content in the air. So, more the pollution content in the air means less the air quality or less the cleanness in it. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study first about gas chromatography. This is an instrument used for measuring the air quality. Okay. Later, we will study about ORSAT apparatus. Okay. The first one is gas chromatography. So, this one is an analytical instrument which measure various components in a sample of air. So air means it has different components, chemical components like oxygen, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, etc., etc. Then some other organic molecules, water vapor, like that. So there are n number of components. So this instrument, gas chromatography instrument, measure the quantity of these various components in a given sample of air. So first we need to separate the components, then you have to measure the quantity of each component. Now, uh, the working is this. This is a schematic representation of a gas chromatography. So here you have a carrier gas uh, which flows into a helical or spiral structure of tube, and at the other end you have a dictator which dictate the quantity of waste, and the same it can be plotted in a computer uh, as some graph or something. Okay. So here, using an injector using an injector shown here, you will inject the sample of air whose quality has to be checked. So using the injector, we can inject the sample, and we are injecting it to a stream of gas, a stream of carrier gas, which flows into a column. Okay. So we are injecting the sample to a high velocity stream of carrier gas. Now, usually the carrier gas uh, used either we will use uh, helium or we will use nitrogen. Why? Because they are inert gases. Helium and nitrogen are inert gases. We have other inert gases too, but these inert gases are more used. Why? Because they are of cheaper of cost. Helium and nitrogen. Okay. Now, since they are inert gases, they won't make any chemical reactions with the uh, air. Okay. So, a carrier gas contains inert gases, and to the high stream of inert gas, we are injecting a sample of air whose quality is to be checked. And this mixture flows through a helical structure called a column. So, inside the columns, the components of the sample get separated. Okay, and at the end you have a detector. This one is an electronic component. So detector measures the amount of uh, components in the sample, say the amount of carbon dioxide, amount of carbon monoxide, amount of oxygen, amount of water vapor, amount of other molecules, amount of biological molecule, etc. Okay. So dictator dictates all these, and it is shown graphically in a computer system. So this is the working principle of a gas chromatography. Okay. And the analysis uh, performed by a gas chromatograph is called gas chromatography. The instrument is called gas chromatograph, and the analysis is called gas chromatography. So for your exam, you have to explain the working of gas chromatograph using the figure. A detailed explanation is shown here. It is written here. To test an unknown sample, first we will test a known sample so that we can compare the parameters. Now the second one for you, second instrument used for measuring air pollution is your ORSAT gas analyzer. Okay, this one is a bulky instrument, a heavy bulky instrument. Okay, now ORSAT gas analyzer is used for measuring the gas samples like fossil fuels, fossil fuel flue gases. So say you are running an automobile using a fossil fuel, say petrol or diesel. Now, when you measure the quality of your exhaust gas, then you can have a small type of analysis about your combustion, and you can come to a conclusion about your engine performance. Say your exhaust gas has huge amount of carbon monoxide, then that indicates an incomplete combustion in your engine. Okay. Now, say the exhaust contain more amount of oxygen, then that indicates a high intake of oxygen in your uh, uh, intake system, engine intake system, so, say your carburetor or something. So measurement of your exhaust gas uh, parameters gives an idea about your engine performance. Okay, so ORSAT gas analyzer is an instrument used for measuring the quality of fossil fuel flue gases. Okay. Now, it was invented by a man called Louis ORSAT somewhat in 1875. So the working is like this: you have your flue gases, which came from an engine or something after combustion, or say let it be from anywhere. Okay. Now this one moves through a fused calcium chloride. Okay. Now the calcium chloride has a property of absorbing water vapor. So the water vapor in your flue gases will be absorbed in the calcium chloride, and the remaining flue gases flows through your three-way stopcock. So you will open the three-way stopcock, and the flue gases flows through it, and it will reach the burette, graduated burette, which is covered by a water tube to maintain a constant temperature. So at present, your flue gas is in your graduated burette. Okay, and the water tube and water reservoir is to maintain a constant temperature outside your burette. Okay, now you will increase the position of your water reservoir, or you will move the water reservoir up. So what will happen to maintain a constant level of water head? To maintain a constant level of water head, water will be moved into the burette, and it pushes the flue gas back, and now you will open the valve of your KOH cylinder. So the flue gas enters the KOH cylinder, and there the quality of, or the quantity of carbon dioxide in your flue gas is measured. Again, you will decrease the position of your water reservoir. So water will flow out, and back the flue gases move to your graduated burette. Now you will close the valve of KOH, and you will open the valve of your second cylinder, which is called alkaline pyrogallic acid. This one is for measuring the amount of oxygen. So you will open the second valve, and again you are moving the reservoir up so that water enters the burette, and it pushes the flue gas back to the second cylinder called alkaline, for containing alkaline pyrogallic acid. So there oxygen content is measured. Now you again move the reservoir down so that the flue gas goes back to your burette, and you are closing your second valve, and you are opening your third valve, that is the valve of ammoniacal cuprous chloride. Again you will move the water reservoir up so that the fossil flue gas moves to the third reservoir. So there the carbon monoxide content presence is measured. So like that you can measure the amount of main three ingredients of a fossil fuel. A detailed explanation is given in the these slide number 6 and 7 with an enlarged figure. So for your exam, you have to draw the figure. You have to mark all the parts, all the chemical composition in each reservoirs. Then you have to write the procedure. Okay, the procedure is clearly shown here. Okay, so these are the major instruments used for measuring the amount of uh, air pollution in a set of stream of air. Okay, thank you everyone. See you in class.